Good morning, dear children. Welcome back to our English lecture. Today we are going to start with the second chapter in our first unit, that is 1.2, a synopsis, The Swiss Family Robinson. As the title says, this is a synopsis, that is a summary of a very famous novel, The Swiss Family Robinson, written by the Swiss clergyman Jonah David Wyss. Um, This is a story of a family from Switzerland with the surname Robinson. This is not just a adventure, but it aims at teaching young people values like self-reliance, that is self-reliance, determination, and prudent use, that is the best use of the resources, love for the family, and cooperation. It also has good lessons relevant in natural sciences and good husbandry. Some of the elements do stretch reality to a certain extent, but we must consider that it is a work of fiction. That is, there are many events which are not only which are real, but then there are so many events which are not real, they are imaginary events. Okay, so let us begin with the chapter. Dear children, let us begin. The Swiss Family Robinson is a well known adventure novel that people of many countries have enjoyed for more than 200 years. It has also been made into graphic novels and films. Okay, children, now this is a Swiss novel. This is a novel written about a Swiss family. Swiss family means a family belonging to Switzerland. It is a very well known adventure novel that people of many countries have enjoyed for more than 200 years. This means that this novel was written for more than 200 years before. So that is the reason that since 200 years people of many countries are able to read and enjoy this novel. Now, like the other well known novels like Harry Potter, this novel, Harry Potter or the Barbie series, like like those novels, this novel is also very famous, and therefore this is also converted, or rather um, published, or rather it is made into graphic novels and films. So there is a film based on this novel as well. Seeing the popularity, it is also converted into films, or in the graphic representation. The novel, written by Swiss clergyman Jonah David Wyss, is not just an adventure. It aims at it aims at teaching young people values um, like self reliance, determination, love for your family, cooperation, and prudent use of resources. It also has good lessons, relevance in natural sciences, good husbandry, and even mathematics. Okay, now this is a novel which is written by a Swiss clergyman. Clergyman means clergyman means a male priest. So this is a novel written by a male priest, and his name was Jonah David Wyss. This is not just an adventure novel, but it aims at teaching young people values like self-reliance means depending on ourselves, can also be called as atmanirbhar. self-reliance, determination, a very strong willpower, love for your family, cooperation, and prudent use of resources. Here prudent means optimum, or you can say either good use, or you can say skillful use or good judgment to use resources. It is also a good lesson relevant in natural science and good husbandry. Now here natural science is the branch of knowledge which deals with the study of physical world, means our uh, day to day being, and husbandry means care and cultivation and breeding of crops and animals, and it also does teach us mathematics. Some elements of the novel do stretch reality to a certain extent, but we must consider that it is a work of fiction and not a fact file. Given below is a synopsis and outline of its basic story. So, although some of the elements of this novel do stretch means extend or elaborate reality, but then they do tell about the reality to some extent is to some limit, but we must consider that we must understand that this is a work of fiction means this has so many things which are imaginary, which are not true. And given below in the next paragraph onwards, we are going to start with the story of this. Next paragraph. William, Elizabeth, and their children had been traveling in a ship when the ship was caught in a great storm. The other passengers evacuated without them. Now, Elizabeth and William was the name of the parents, and they were traveling in a ship with their 4 children. And when they were traveling in the ship, their ship was caught in a great storm, and the other passengers evacuated without them. Children, here evacuated means removed or emptied from the place of danger to a safer place. Here it will mean that they left the ship to save themselves. William and his family, including the young children Fritz, Ernest, Jack, and Franz, were left to survive alone. Now these four are the names of their children. Fritz was the eldest one, Ernest the next one, Jack the third child, and Franz the fourth child. So William, Elizabeth, and their 4 children like Fritz, Ernest, Jack, and Franz, they were only left on the ship to survive alone. Survive is to continue to live or exist. So they were left alone on the ship. They weathered the great storm waiting in the ship's hold. Now, children's ship's hold. They For the entire night they did wait on the ship's hold to uh, and did wait for the storm to be quiet. Now here, where did they wait? They waited on the ship's hold. Now ship's hold is an enclosed space within the ship for storing cargo like coal, grains, or salt. It usually lies under the deck of the ship, and its purpose is to protect the cargo while transportation. Cargo is the things that they are carrying from one place to another. So to protect these things, whatever they are transporting, this cargo is used. So they were waiting in the cargo for the storm to be quiet. The ship survived the night, and the family around themselves found themselves within the sight of a tropical desert islands. The next morning they decided to get to the island they could see beyond the reef. So when the night was finished, when it was morning, they found that they could see uh, from the binoculars. When they saw, they could see that there was a tropical desert island nearby. And then the next morning they decided that they will go to that island which they could see beyond the reef. Here reef means rocks and sand close to the surface of the sea. So where the sea ends and the seashore starts, that part is called as the reef. So beyond the reef, so after the water where they can see the rocks or the sand. With much effort, they constructed a vessel out of tubs. After they filled the tubs with food and ammunitions and all other articles of value they could safely carry, they roved towards the island. Children, these are the kegs, and when these kegs they cut into halves, these boat like thing they constructed. So these are the tubs which they constructed, and they filled it with the arms and ammunitions. We can see that it is written they constructed a vessel out of tubs. Children, here vessel means a boat. So they constructed a boat out of tubs. See, I'll show you here what are tubs. See, these are the kegs. So if these are cut into half, uh, say from this portion, if they are cut into half, or even this tub if they are cut this way, and then they are kept on the base on this portion placing downward, just like this is kept. So besides that, this for example, you can imagine these two vessels if they are tied together, so it becomes a vessel like thing. Which we can see here. See how they have created a vessel is a boat like thing. They have filled all their arms and ammunitions or whatever necessary things were there in this. I'll show you this picture again. So they built a vessel out of the tubs. After they filled the tub with food and ammunition, they all other articles of value they could safely carry, they rowed towards the island. So children, now when they thought that on the ship whatever they felt that this was necessary and this would be helpful to them, like food, ammunition here means one are the arms and the other are the ammunitions. So if guns are the arms, then the bullets which we use in the um, guns is an ammunition. So the ammunitions are bullets, bombs, rockets, etc. These are the materials fired from any of the weapon. So these are called as ammunitions, and all other articles of value they could carry safely. Now, children, there were so many articles which were of importance, which might have been proved important to them, but it was not possible for them to carry all these things to the in the boat, in the vessel which they had built. So they thought, or they took only those things which were necessary, as well as they could carry with them safely to the island, and they rowed towards the island. They started rowing towards the island. Two dogs from the ship named Turk and Juno swam beside them. The ship's cargo of livestock, guns, guns and powder, carpentry tools, books, a disassembled and provision provisions had also survived. Now these were the things which were still in good condition even after the storm, or even after facing the storm. So all these things, like livestock is um, livestock means uh, domesticated animals like hen or goat or cow. So these are called as domesticated animals, and their commodities like meat we get from these animals, we get eggs, we get fur, we get some eatables from these animals. So these animals are called as livestock. Gun and powder, carpentry tools, these are the tools which are used for the woodwork. Then book, disassembled pinnacle, and provision had also survived. So these were the things which had survived, but then they didn't needed all these many things. So whatever they thought is useful for them, all those things they took with them in the vessel which they had created, and they started rowing towards the island. Over the next few days, William, the father, attached the floatable old kegs to one another and built a boat that curved around them. Uh, the family had successfully the family had landed successfully on the island. Okay, now in the next few days, I'll show you the picture once again. See, this boat they created, and here the mother was there at the front, then was the smallest child, then was the third number child, and sorry, the eldermost child, and then in the these two center parts of the vessel, they had kept all the livestock, gunpowder, or whatever essential things they thought from the was useful from the ship which they had carried with them. Then these were the next two children, the second one and the third one, and this at the end was the father William. And this is how they started, uh, they created a vessel and they started moving ahead. uh, See, here you can see the two dogs, Turk and Juno, which also followed them, which we'll see in the next part. Okay, the family had landed successfully on the island. They set up a tent and softened the floor with armloads of grass cut and spread to serve as their beds. Now, in few days, they tied the vessels to one another so that they don't get separated from each other. Otherwise, you know what happens, that if there was some storm again or something, then they all would have gone into different directions and they would have been separated from each other. So the father thought that they should tie these vessels to one another so that they all will remain together. And accordingly, in the next few days, he tied those vessels to one another, and then they um, landed on the island safely. Now, when they landed on the island, they had already taken few essential things with them, and that also included a tent. So they erected a tent out there, and to soften their floor, which was very hard, which was a very hard ground, so they did spread grass on that, and the grass was with armloads of grass. Now here, children, armloads means arm loads means the amount that can be carried in one arm or both the arms. So the amount of grass they could carry in one arm or in both the arms, they just brought from nearby, and they did spread it on the floor, which served as their beds. They came to a grove of trees. Children, here grove means a group of trees that are close together. At some places you'll find a few trees, say 5 6 trees or 10 15 trees, were quite close to each other. So they came to a place, they came to a groove, which was uh, groove of trees. One tree grew what looked like gourds on its trunk. Now, on one tree, they saw some fruits which were quite similar to that of gourds. Gourds, children, are bottle gourd or pumpkin sort of fruits which grew on the trunk. Father told Fritz the gourds would make excellent balls and spoons. Then they cut them into various utensils. So children, when the father saw that there were good fruits on the trunk, he thought that if these fruits are cut into different shapes, that can serve their purpose of balls and spoons. So they cut those fruits, they took it with them, and then they made beautiful utensils out of those fruits. After some days, Elizabeth informed William that she wanted the family to move to a safer place. Now, children, the tent which they were staying in was not a very safe place. So, the mother, that is Elizabeth, she told William that they should move to another house which should be a safer place. Their current camp was not only exposed but also very dry and hot. Okay, now she felt that their current camp, means the tent, was not only very exposed. Exposed means open. It was not only very open but it was also very hot. So she thought that they should move to some other house which should be very safe as well. If they built a house up in one of the large trees, they would be safe from jackals. So she thought that if they build a house on a tree, it will be safe from wild animals like jackals. She described a perfect tree for the project, one whose trunk was nearly 40 feet in diameter and branches were very long and extended straight out from the trunk, making them perfect platforms for a structure. Later, when determining the height of the lowest branches, the father taught the boys geometry and how to use triangles to measure the big objects. He measured a defined distance from the trunk, then he calculated angles using several measured rods, determining that the lowest branch was 30 feet off the ground. So when this mother came up with the idea that they should move to a house which should be safe, she also came up with the idea that they should move to a tree house. They should build a tree house for them, and what type of tree was needed for that house, that also she mentioned it very clearly. She described it very perfectly, because she was very clear in her mind that what type of house she wanted. She described that it should be built on a tree who has a trunk nearly 40 feet in diameter, and the branches should be straight. The branches should be very long and extended straight from the trunk. From the trunk, they should be straight extended, making them perfect platform for a structure. So it should provide a very good platform for the house to be built on the tree. Later, when the father was determining the he was calculating, he was taking the measurements, he taught his children that how they should use they he taught them about geometry, and he taught them how to use triangles to measure big objects. Then they were not having a scale or a ruler or a measure tape, so what he did is he used several measured rods. So he with the help of the same rod, he could count the same distance or same measurement, and that is how he um, told the children about the importance of geometry and how triangles are used to measure big objects. He also determined that the lowest branch was 30 feet above the ground. The men knotted the rope at certain intervals and attached pieces of bamboo in each knot. Thus, they created their ladder. Father returned to the beach and collected driftwood, thinking it would be perfect to build a sledge on runners rather than wheels. Later, they used it to transport materials. Now, children, they had taken a rope from the ship, and that to one rope they tied knots at equal distances, equal after equal intervals, and in each knot they had uh, attached a piece of bamboo, so it served as a ladder. That is how they made their ladder to climb upon. Father returned to the beach and collected driftwood, thinking it would be perfect to build a sledge on runners rather than wheels. Later, they used it to transport materials. Now, children, by that, after some time, the father went to the sea or to the beach, and he collected driftwood. Now, driftwood are the wood pieces of wood which are floating on the sea or have been washed to the shore, or have been by the waves of the river. There have been waves in the sea, they are been moved to the seashore, and he decided to build a sledge out of that. Now, what is a sledge? A sledge is a vehicle for carrying goods or passengers over snow. To give you the best example of a sledge, you can, if you imagine, or if you know, if you have seen a picture of a Santa Claus, it is said that the Santa Claus comes riding on a sledge. So that is the sledge which is used to transport either goods or passengers, and that this is more useful on the ice. So he thought that instead of making it on wheels, he should rather make it on runners. Now, children, if you have seen the tanks which are used in the war, those are on runners. Those are not wheels. Now, the purpose behind using the runners rather than wheels is that it can move very easily in any type of surfaces, because these Robinson family was staying in a forest, or rather in an on an island where there was no development as such, so there were no smooth roads. So to transport the materials easily, it was they had to transport it on a or they had to use the sledge on the surface which was not very smooth. Sometimes it was smooth, sometimes it had so many ups and downs, or it was not so very regular. So the father thought that they should use runners rather than using the wheels. Meanwhile, Elizabeth announced that the garden she had been tending was producing healthy plants. Corn, melons, pumpkins, and cucumbers were already growing. The next day, only the father and Fritz traveled to the woods, exploring and finding such exotic plants as one with waxy fruits from which candles could be made. Fritz discovered a tree exuding a rubbery sap, from which his father claimed that they could make boots. Now, children, when these father and the children were busy making a tree house, uh, let me show you a picture of a tree house. This is a type of a tree house. You can see here that it is built on the tree. See, you can see here these portions. See, these are the houses built on the tree. See here. Also here there is a ladder which is used to climb up to the house. So this is a type of tree house, you can say, and they built this type of tree house so that it is safe from the wild animals and it is not so very exposed. When the father and the children were busy building this tree house, by that time the mother, she had been tending, she has been uh, cultivating the area around their house, and already there were healthy plants which were growing. And which plants she had planted? She had planted corn, melons, pumpkins, and cucumbers, and they were growing very healthy, very nicely. Next day, only the father and Fritz traveled to the woods. That is, here woods means to the forest, exploring and finding such exotic plants. Here, children, exotic means unusual or exciting. So this time they wanted unusual plant, such as which has a waxy fruit. Wax, like the beehive, honeycomb, beehive, or that type of which has wax into it. And why they wanted that? So that they could make some candles out of those waxy fruits. Fritz discovered a tree exuding a rubbery sap. So Fritz and father had traveled, the eldermost son and the father, and Fritz saw that there was a tree which was giving out. Exuding here means giving out, or it was oozing out of it. See here it is given giving out, exuding, giving out, or emitting. So it was giving out a rubbery sap, rubber like thing. It was coming out from the tree, from the trunk of the tree, which his father claimed that they could make boots. And the father said that they can make nice boots out of these rubbery sap. So they collected those fruits. So children, the next part of the lesson we will continue in the next lecture. Thank you for watching today's, and we will continue it with we'll proceed further in the next lecture and try to finish this chapter. By the time today's homework is whatever meanings I've told you that you have to write in your notebook. Thank you.